So, we need to have a little discussion, I think, today. The last, bajillion videos on this account has just been progress videos, so sit back, relax, and today will be a little bit of a discussion video. Because, progress videos can get pretty boring. I'm going to ask that you probably watch the whole video. That way it all makes sense. I don't know exactly how to get into all of this, because I'm going to show what's going on, then my opinion, then other opinions, and all that good shit. So, how do we get into this? I guess, to start off with, I'm going to put two things up on the screen. The first one is going to be a screenshot of Monash's tweet a few days ago that he made. Pretty much a hot topic around Zulrah has been pretty much the revive. Pretty much just revives you, but then you're still in the Zulrah room, and Zulrah is still aggressive towards you. And on top of that, when you revive, it takes off your prayers. So if you do disconnect that Zulrah, even with the diary done, pretty much you can still die easily if you did disconnect. If you didn't disconnect, easy, you just teleport out and you're fine. You're not going to die at all. And obviously disconnections are a huge problem for hardcores, as it's at this point it's pretty much part of the game mode. It shouldn't be, but unfortunately it is. This is definitely a topic that I'm kind of in the middle of. It's like I agree and at the same time I disagree, but I think I came up with a decent, maybe idea. I don't think Jax is actually going to listen to the idea or anything, but just my own personal kind of idea. We'll get into that later. So just to be clear, because there's a lot of people that are unaware of this for some reason, which I guess it's understandable. Because I get this asked a lot even when I'm doing Zulrah on the hardcore. It's like, hey, you have the diary done. This is safe for you. You're not risking your hardcore here, Alkan, bro. You have the diary done, man. You're a pussy. The diary at the moment just kind of, lets you die, revives you to full HP, takes off any prayer that you had activated, clears your venom and anti-poison, I believe, or poison, I mean. And then you're sat there and Zulrah and all the snakelings are still attacking you, which will result you dying again probably if you disconnected. So no, it's not safe. It's never really been fully safe. It's just been safer than other bosses, that's for sure, because it has a diary behind it where you revive, which makes it very OP technically. But pretty much most deaths at hardcores are all from disconnections, and at Zulrah would be the same thing. Even with the revive, if you disconnect, you'll still die. So up on the screen now, I'm going to put something that I don't know if Wolf actually put it together in the game or not. Now, I just got to say, I'm not sure if this is actually going to go into the game today or not even, because I know today's Raids 2, which is a big update, obviously. It's coming out actually in about 30 more minutes for me. I'm going to upload this video today probably just to keep it relative. And I know that Mod Wolf worked on this, I think in his spare time or something today, or while at work or whatever. And pretty much it looks like they could plug it into the live game right now if they wanted to. I do not think they're going to be polling this, which I'm going to say it's one of those things that don't really completely need a poll. It's not very necessary. I think it would be a poll that would probably not pass just for the sake of people wanting to say, no, fuck hardcores, let's kill them all. And that's kind of obviously the attitude towards them. So they'd probably just vote no for that reason. That's why this entire thing I never thought would actually happen, because out of spite, people are just going to vote no just to screw hardcores over as much as they possibly can. But yeah, while you're at Zulrah and you revive, you will be healed up fully. Even the last attack from Zulrah seems to not actually do any damage on you, so you will revive, and if you revive and then Zulrah attacks you, that hit will just splat. It will not hit anything on you, so that's even pretty cool. And it will not be aggressive. Neither will the snakelings be aggressive, and I think even the venom clouds will either disappear or not damage you at all. So it seems like it's bulletproof. There is no way you can die from a disconnection here, unless some weird shit happens where you're disconnecting and you're not sure if you are, and you keep spam clicking Zulrah, because sometimes when you're disconnecting and you reconnect, some of your clicks might have gone through. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm sure you've kind of seen it yourself if you are, I don't know, if you're fishing and dropping your fish, but while you were dropping them, your account disconnected, but it didn't log out. So once you regain connection, your entire inventory drops as if it was just like a one-tick drop for the entire inventory. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but that's happened a few times. I'm sure it might have happened to you guys. So if you kind of DC but not log out, it kind of does. Anyways, besides the point. There's like a 99.9% chance it's 100% safe. Pretty much. Now, the things I probably should get into. One, I wish on the release of Hardcore, the revive was disabled for Hardcores. I think that sounds pretty good. I don't really think it should have been a thing for Hardcore Iron Man. Would I still do Zulrah if it wasn't a thing? I mean, probably, just because I'd get bored eventually, and I do want a blowpipe. Pretty much I already knew my Hardcore was going to die eventually because of how much Zulrah I have to do. Because I want a blowpipe, and to use a blowpipe you need scales, and you can either fish your scales and take 1 billion years, or you can kill a few Zulrahs and get the scales in like 5 minutes. Which kind of sucks, knowing that I was going to eventually die to a disconnection at Zulrah, which was kind of what I was not planning on, but I knew would happen eventually, because I have to kill so many of them. If my goal is like 200 mil Slayer or something, I got to kill a lot of them for the scales. So this kind of eliminates that, where now I can do the same thing but without the risk of dying, which I guess is nice, considering that the only way I was going to die really is a disconnection, not an actual death. Well, I guess a legit death. Well, I don't know, what do you call it? A DC death versus a non-DC death? I don't know. So yeah, that's first thing, is I kind of wish it wasn't a thing. The only reason this entire update is kind of happening is because we have a revive option, and the revive option currently isn't really doing much for especially Hardcore Iron Man. Obviously, on a main account or an Iron Man, there's really no difference if it saves you or not. You log back in, you collect your shit for free, and you lose just the 1 Zulrah kill that you're probably halfway done killing. That's very, very small punishment compared to losing your Hardcore status. So obviously they never really updated this diary because there was no need to. Because there's literally no punishment at Zulrah, no matter what kind of account you are, unless it is Hardcore Iron Man. So there was just never any necessary need to it. Now, if they made it where at Zulrah you have to pay to get your ship back, like most bosses they're currently doing, then maybe this would have ended up being pulled at one point and easily passed, because if you made a main account pay money for dying at Zulrah, this would help them, because that would mean that, you know, they wouldn't, I mean, at least they'd be alive. And then when they log back in, they don't have to, you know, pay money for no reason because they disconnected. So it's kind of a, you know, it would have been a nice update, kind of a convenient update for any account, really. But it was resulting in a lot of hardcore deaths that were mostly just, well, I don't want to say mostly. I want to say 100%. And I'm pretty accurate with that, I would say. I think any hardcore that has died to Zulrah with the diary completed has all been to disconnections. I don't think a single one is a legit death. I don't think so, at least. I doubt it. And if it is, it's probably just one idiot that was drunk or something. But it's pretty obvious if you're a hardcore, you have the diary done, when you revive, you can teleport out, and then you're safe, you're fine. But if you die after that, it's like 100% any hardcore has disconnected because of it. Now, that being said, this entire thing has pretty much made Zulrah 100% safe for hardcores after the completion of the diary, which does require 1 kill. So as long as you can kill it once, you can pretty much kill it a bajillion more times, and you'll be safe, which is pretty OP. So yeah, this thing drops you every item you pretty much need. The blowpipe does so much shit for you. The Serp Helm is nice for God Wars, and the Magic Fang is just nice for, you know, faster kills. It's good for freaking raids, everything. So really good uniques, and on top of that, it's got really good drop table on top. So it's one of the best bosses to kill. Not really anymore since the nerf. Vorkath is even better now, but this is still necessary to kill, at least for the scales, at the very least. Now, what I wouldn't mind if they did was maybe, and this would be only for hardcores, and this would be a punishment for us, which I think is kind of fair considering we're being given a Zulrah, like a non-death Zulrah, and you cannot die at Zulrah on a hardcore. It's kind of crazy. There needs to be, I think, a bit of a punishment to that, and maybe it could be something like, once you trigger the revive, you cannot go back into the Zulrah, or go back to fighting it at least, unless you pay X amount of GP, and then you can go back in. So that way, yeah, you'll still be kind of getting punished if you disconnect, but the whole thing is so OP that even if I died and revived at Zulrah, and there was a disconnection, I wouldn't mind logging back in, being a hardcore still, and paying a few mil to make it so I can fight Zulrah again. I mean, you can never fight Zulrah again and just not pay the money, obviously, that's fine, but if you want to go back in there and kill it again, maybe there's a fee you pay of like 1 mil up to maybe 5 mil. I think 1 mil's a little bit too small, honestly. I think it's a bit too short. I think 5 mil sounds pretty damaging. That way, if you're a hardcore, you can't just kill Zulrah forever with, you know, no punishment, no consequences of dying, like, ever. That would be fine with me, being someone who, you know, is going to obviously be negatively affected by paying 5 mil. I think it's fair. The boss just offers too much good shit for you to be able to just kill it nonstop without ever dying, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'd be completely open to them maybe adding like a punishment fee kind of thing, just for hardcores, obviously, not for regular Iron Man, not for ultimates, not for main accounts, because this entire thing is mostly just for hardcores. So I think it would kind of make sense if we got like a bit of a punishment because of how OP it's going to be now. You can realistically kill as many Zulrahs as you want now in a hardcore, and you don't really even have to be good at it. You can be pretty average like me, and, you know, die a few times, revive a few times. What this also does do, believe it or not, is this makes it even a bit more safe, because now I don't need to wear a defense cape at Zulrah. The reason I wore the defense cape, actually, because defense cape can kind of kill you at Zulrah. If you Ring of Life and then you're venomed, and then the venom kicks in as soon as you freaking revive, or as soon as you teleport, you could die to it. So wearing a defense cape was not really smart, but it was just for the disconnection. If I DC'd, my defense cape was my only lifeline. So that's why I wore my defense cape. Otherwise, I would never wear it, because it honestly just helps you die quicker. But now you don't want to wear a defense cape at all, because if you disconnect and die, you'll be fine with the diary. So, yeah, I can now wear whatever cape I want, I guess. I'll probably accumulate. I don't really have a mage cape, that's unfortunate. As for the update, I would say I'm happy it's coming. I'm not against it really, but I do have the concern of it being a safe boss completely now. That's why I would suggest maybe a bit of a penalty for reviving on a hardcore there. And then, you know, I think it's fair, to be honest. But as of right now, it seems like it's probably going to go live in the game. I don't think it's going to be today. I mean, if it's today, then it's probably already happened, because Raids is about to come out like freaking 10 minutes. I can maybe just check the friggin' main page if I want. I doubt it's going to go live today. If not, maybe next Thursday. But as you know, this is kind of a discussion video, so you can go ahead and leave some comments on what you think, if you agree, disagree, and why, I guess. Why not? And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this, because I've been asked this a bajillion times on stream, and I'll probably just make this the friggin' response now. Is like, here, you can go watch the video if you want to see my opinion on it. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like low-key very happy, because this means I can, if I want to complete 200 mil Slayer, I can, while having a blowpipe. Realistically, I would have always gotten a blowpipe, and I could have killed 10,000 Zulrahs, but eventually a disconnection is what would have killed me. So this update kind of makes it so a disconnection will no longer kill me. So I don't know. I think the diary really is just the only problem. Is it's you know, I would have probably died at Zulrah. If I do 10,000 Zulrah, I'm sure I'll revive at least once, which means I would have died in the hardcore without the diary. Plus, I'd be too pussy to kill it, man. Fuck that shit. But currently, there's really no reason to die at Zulrah with the diary done besides a DC. So this pretty much is a disconnection protector. But at the same time, it has made this boss even more safe than it's ever been. But as for now, I'm going to go bye-bye. Watch some raids too on stream. No, I'm not streaming. I'm free. You think I'm PVM? People think I'm a PVM on my hardcore raids 2 on release. I was streaming. They're like, hey, you going to stay live until raids 2 and do it? I'm like, yeah, on my hardcore. You funny guy. But anyways, I'll see you guys next video. Thank you very much for watching and listening to 14 minutes of bullshit. Wow, that's great content, Alkan, you're putting out nowadays. I'm going to just say, you better like the video if you watch the whole thing. That's going to be the new rule. If you watch the whole thing, you like the video, and you comment 1430. Yeah.